love it.
Hey,
Your
come
monkey.
on. The daytime.
We're live, Alan. I'm going to retract the mic if there's any of that.
Your monkey bum bum. That's not swearing.
That is actually
That isn't
okay. I
good.
can clear that. It's all right.
She stands in the aftermath, her voice a tremor, the lights soft in a London studio as the city hums beyond the window. It is the moment of reckoning, the unveiling of truth. Lily Allen takes a breath and lifts the mic. In that instant, we feel the weight of what has been. The illusion of the perfect love story unraveled, the door slammed, the phone call that ended it all. The chords swell, the beat hits, and she sings of betrayal, of rage, of sorrow, and of a rebirth. The world hears her cry, "You said it was open, you said it was fine. Who's Madeline?" This is more than a new album. It is a confession, a purge. It is raw, it is vicious, it is hers. In the gray morning light of a tear-stained city, Lily Allen emerges again. Few voices in pop have been as candid or as fearless. The London-born singer, songwriter, journalist of her own emotions, has always angled her lyrics like a mirror. Glinting, confrontational, intimate. From the cheeky sway of Smile to the brittle self-reflection of No Shame, she has chronicled the chaos of love, fame, and motherhood. And now, at 40, at a moment when many might choose quiet, she chooses truth. The record she offers is not a safe one. It is the sound of someone who has asked, "What did I become? What did they make me believe? What did I lose?" She left the playground of sentimentality. She entered a war room of feeling. Her newest album, West End Girl, is the chronicle of everything that happened when the fairy tale cracked. Recorded in December 2024 over 16 intense days, it stands in the gap between the image she once was and the person she is now. She returned to music from a self-imposed hiatus of 7 years. But this comeback is not the glitzy revival of pop glamour. It is the wreckage and rebuilding of a relationship, the reckoning of a marriage. For Lily Allen, the moment has arrived. Not to hide, not to gloss over, but to speak. In early 2025, Allen revealed she had been trying to manifest a new album by year's end. What felt like a tentative whisper of hope turned into a full-blown declaration. She was back. She had spent time getting her head straight, stepping away to write, to heal, and then to create. The world watched. Her marriage to David Harbour, celebrated in Vegas in 2020, crumbled amid suspicion and pain. Allen later admitted that the dissolution of the marriage triggered for her deep-rooted issues of rejection and abandonment. The anger, the hurt, the feeling of being gaslighted, these are the undercurrents in her new songs. On 24 October 2025, the album was released via BMG. Critics hailed it as vicious, vulnerable, and victorious. The record does not flinch. It stares into the wreckage and draws from it something cinematic, something fierce. The track, Madeline, asks the question everyone will now whisper, "Who's Madeline?" On Sleepwalking, she sings, "You let me think it was me in my head, and nothing to do with them girls in your bed." And listeners across forums are knowing, the album is so heartbreaking and intimate, she just let it all out there. These moments are visceral. They are the fragments that led to the full story. The stage is set. London-born, pop-raised, tabloid-tested, Lily Allen has seen many phases. She burst onto the scene in the mid-2000s with a voice like Sugar and Kick, a cheeky grin, and lyrics that cut. Smile made us nod. The Fear made us think. Her debut albums were snapshots of a young woman charting love and product placement, motherhood and mischief. But the next chapters would demand more than cheek. They demanded truth. Following her 2018 album No Shame, Allen stepped back. She ventured into theater, podcasts, motherhood. She looked inward. At the beginning of 2025, She told her podcast co-host that she was doing a little bit of work on myself, get my head straight for a bit. The world expected the next fun pop star comeback. Instead, the quiet before the storm. In 2020, Lily Allen married David Harbour in Las Vegas. The ideal looked real. British pop star, Hollywood actor, new chapter. But by late 2024, the veneer had cracked. Rumors of infidelity swirled. The couple separated in early 2025. Allen described the divorce as devastating and admitted the album was built on the bones of that teardown. She told British Vogue, "The record was a way for me to process what was happening in my life. The pain was not just heartbreak. It awakened old ghosts. Deep-rooted issues with rejection and abandonment," she said. When she finally entered the recording room, it was all or nothing. The album was reportedly recorded in 16 days in December 2024. The songs are unflinching. She references sex toys, butt plugs, lube, hundreds of Trojans in vivid detail. The tone is cinematic. The title track begins as a fairy tale, but then the dread intrudes. The phone vibrates on the table and you know everything's gone wrong. She worked alongside her musical director Blue May and executive producers Seb Chu and Keto. Each track in West End Girl is a shard. Some reflect anger, some reflect sorrow, some reflect hard-earned acceptance. The opening title track paints a picture of moving to New York for love, then moving back to London when the dream dissolves. The song Relapse sees her grappling with near-sobriety loss. Non-Monogamy tackles the absurdity of dating in your late 30s. Just Enough becomes the elegy of acceptance. Her narrative is deliciously complicated. She argues, she rages, she cries, she rebuilds. When the record dropped, critics said it was sleek yet potent. NME described it as a sleek, smart collection. Allen back at her very best. Online, fans and detractors both lit up. The album is incredible. She just let it all out there. She became, once again, a conversation piece. Not for glossy pop, but for truth pop. The vulnerability, the fury, the vulnerability again. They intertwined. But this isn't just about revenge or exposé. Lily Allen has spoken about the damage done to her mental health, the need for treatment, the fight to protect her daughters. She went to a treatment center in early 2025, doing group and individual therapy to reclaim her strength. This album is her armor and her balm. She is rebuilding for herself and for the two girls she's raising. Her story sits in the larger moment of artists using breakup albums as exorcism. What makes Lily's version distinct is the sharpened edge. This is a woman who once sang playful jabs in Smile. Now she sings, like a ledger, who hurt me, who lied, what love cost. Critics call it a betrayal album. She harnesses pain. She doesn't avoid it. She shapes it. In doing so, she redefines the pop breakup record. Not just emotional, but forensic. The cinematic weight of the story is in its layers. There is rage at betrayal. There is sorrow at lost time. There is fear for her role as a mother. There is anger at feeling erased. She sings, "I think you're in love with somebody else, felt you pull away, and now I'm blaming myself." But then, there is reclamation. She chooses to write, to sing, to release. She chooses not to be the victim, but the storyteller. This is her vantage point. She moves between spaces. The album invokes New York brownstone fantasy. Then the return to London, the theater district, the West End, the stage where she once stood. The cover art, the lyrics, they map a geography of heartbreak and recovery. London becomes refuge. The West End becomes metaphor. The city skyline becomes scoreboard. She writes not just about a city, but about transition, identity, reinvention. As the final notes fade on track 14, we're left not with closure, but with possibility. The music doesn't pretend the pain is gone. It acknowledges it. It says, I am here. I am still creating. I have made this record out of shrapnel, and I will dance in the rubble. The album becomes a terrain of survival. Her fans witness a transformation. The cheeky girl of pop meets the warrior woman of truth. The album invites us into the trenches and offers us light. It says, you can break, you can bleed, but you can also rise. She doesn't just want sympathy. She wants presence. She wants us to feel. She wants us to be there. If you heard that voice, shaken but undefeated, if you want to trace the arc of heartbreak to healing, then dive into West End Girl. Let it play loud. Let the lyrics hit your chest. Let the story meet your own. Hit like, smash, subscribe, turn on notifications, because the journey does not end with one album. Lily Allen has returned not just with songs, but with a salvo. Stay tuned. Follow her story. Share your story. Because the most powerful music is the one that reflects us, wounds and all.